Hello all, my name is Krishna and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be discussing about functions in Python. In my previous video, we have already seen various data structures in Python like list, dictionary, sets, tuples. We have also seen some of the libraries like NumPy, Panda, Cbon, Matplotlib and many more. Now we'll continue towards the advanced part of Python, that is like functions. We'll discuss about classes in the upcoming videos and all. So let us understand, and today in this particular session, we'll be discussing these three topics like why functions, how to basically write a function with the help of Python, and then we'll also see what is the difference between positional and keyword argument in functions. So let us go ahead and try to understand why do we require functions. Now you may have seen in some of the scenarios that you have to write some common code, right? You have written some lines of code and those codes are basically used in various parts of the application. So what you can basically do is that you can write that part of the code in some function and you can reuse it wherever you require. So for that, I'll just take an example. Suppose I'll say that I'm initializing a number like 24 and I write a code which will actually check whether this number is odd or even or odd. So I'll write number %2 is double equal to 0. And this is basically an if condition. I can say that if it is 0, print the number is even. I can basically write this as the number is even. Then in the else condition, what I can do is that I can basically write it as the print the number is odd. I hope everybody is familiar with this conditions at least. Number is odd. Now once I execute it, here you can see that it has got executed successfully. Now I may probably be using this kind of code in many places. So what I want to do is that I want to reuse this code, and in order to reuse this code, I'll just take up all this definition and create a function. Now to define a function, what all we require is first of all a definition keyword. Then I give a function name. Here I'll give you a function name like even or sum, even underscore sum, or even or odd. I can say anything. You can give any function name. You know that we were passing one parameter as number. So I can provide any parameter over here, a single parameter, and you can also provide any number of parameters. It depends on the function definition, what you are basically writing inside it. Now I'll go inside the function, I'll paste the same code over here. What I'll do is that over here the indentation is a little bit wrong. I'll just press a tab over here so that now you can see that whatever number I'm basically providing, it is basically putting up a condition and determining whether the number is even or odd. Now I'll execute it. Now this has got executed perfectly. Now in order to call this particular function, what I'll do is that I'll call the even underscore odd, and here I'll give the value inside this, that is my argument, and I'll just execute it. And you can see that over here it is saying the number is even. So pretty much simple. I hope you understood about this particular function with the argument. Now I also want to basically indicate that if I don't provide this particular argument, you'll be seeing that you will be getting an error saying that it requires a positional argument called as num. Now my third topic is basically we'll try to understand what is the difference between positional and keyword arguments, and we'll have a lot of discussion regarding it. So over here I'll just provide another parameter, so it has got executed perfectly. Now what I'll do is that I'll just define one more function. Suppose I say that my function name is hello underscore world. Okay. Now in this function, I'm also going to discuss about one topic that is called as print versus return. Okay. So this is my hello world function. I am not giving any parameter, and I'll just say print hello welcome. So this is my message that I'm actually printing. So I've executed this function. Now what I'll do is that I'll call this function over here. Then again, to call this particular function, I'll just call it. I don't want it to give any parameters over here because I'm not defined with any arguments inside this. So I'll just call this. As soon as I call this, you can see that it is executing hello world. Now let me just store whatever this particular function is returning. Now you can see that it is not returning anything. It is just printing a sentence in the output console, right? Now if I try to display, or if I try to store it in a variable called as val, and if I execute it, and if I print val, here you can see that it is basically giving us none. That basically means that this function does not return anything. It does not return any output. So what I can do is that I can use a return statement to indicate whether the function will return something or not. Now here inside this function, it is returning this hello welcome message. Okay. Now let me just execute it once again. So sorry, I did not execute this function now. Now let me just execute this once again. So now we have executed it. Now if I go and print the val, now you can see that this whole message is getting printed. That basically means this particular function is returning this message after I executed this. Pretty much simple. Okay, so this is the basic difference between print versus return. Return is used when a function is returning something back after it is getting executed, which can be anything. So I can also create one more function which will add numbers. Okay. So here I'll give two numbers like num1 comma num2, and I will say that return num1 plus num2. Okay, and I'll just call the function over here add number, and I'll give two values like 24 comma 48. Okay, and I'll store it in a variable. So I'll say val is equal to if I execute it now, if I go and print this val, so this will basically add up 24 and 48 and will give us the output. Pretty much simple, and that is the basic difference between print and return. Now after this, what we are going to do is that we are also going to learn about positional and keyword arguments. Now let me just write one more function, a very simple function. So here I'm basically writing a def keyword. I'm saying hello. Hello is my function name. Okay. Here inside this I give my first parameter as name, and in the second parameter I give it as age. Now what I want to do is that by default, if I don't provide the age parameter while calling the hello function, I'll give it as 29 over here. Okay, so inside this I'll just say that print, okay, and I'll say that my name is an empty placeholder and age is another empty placeholder. I'm going to use dot format method, and inside this I'm going to give two variables like name comma age. Once I execute this, now I'll call this function hello, and inside the name I'll give Krish. Now you see this, I'm not passing any age value. If I don't pass any age value, this will basically be taken as 29. So if I execute this over here, you can see that my name is, this empty placeholder is being replaced by name. Over here name is given as Krish and the age is 29 because the age is initialized to 29 initially. Now what if I don't provide any parameters over here? If I don't provide any parameters over here, it is basically saying that hello function missing one required positional argument. Okay, so that is what we are basically discussing in our third topic, that is positional and keyword argument. So always remember this kind of word, this kind of parameters that you have specified over here, and if you have not assigned any value, this becomes a positional argument. Okay, whereas if I provide the parameters in the form of key value pairs like how we have defined over here, this is basically my keyword argument. So again remember this is my positional argument, and the second one is basically my keyword argument. Okay, so this is the basic difference. Here you'll be having in the form of key value pairs, here you'll be having in the form of positional argument. That basically means here you will not have any value initialized. Okay, so now if I give this as Krish, okay, so that basically means I'm specifying some parameter to this name and the value is Krish over here. So once I execute this, it will work fine. Now the question may be rising that, okay, if I have defined a keyword argument, how do I convert this back into a positional argument? You don't assign any values over here. Okay, and now try to execute this. Now you can see that now it is saying that it requires another positional argument called as age, and age is not specified over here. So by default what we do is that we specify some age and this becomes a keyword argument. Okay, now this is pretty much simple. Let me just write one more way of defining your positional and keyword argument. So I'll define the hello function. I'll say, and most of you have heard about this, args and double star kwargs. And again guys, you can specify any values over here, any variable name. Okay, it may not be args and kwargs because we usually follow a convention in Python, so we are basically writing in this way. Now here I'm just going to print the args, and I'm just going to print the args, and in my next statement I'm going to print kwargs. Pretty much simple. Now remember this star args is basically my positional argument and this is basically my keywords argument. Okay, so if I execute this, now if I call this hello function, if I call this hello function, now let me just give you some values over here. This is my positional argument that I'm giving because I'm not giving in the form of key value pairs, right? And in the third parameter, I'll give a key and I'll say that, okay, my age is 29 and my date of birth is 1990. Okay, I'm just going to give this. Now, as soon as I execute this, it will go and print the arguments. That is my positional argument, and then it will separately print the keyword argument. So once I execute it, you can see that over here, the first thing is basically printed as Krishnayak, and this is basically my key value pairs. Now, this is one way. What you can also do is that you can take up all the positional arguments, You can copy it and you can basically store it in a list. Here I'm storing it in a list. And similarly, I can also create dictionary arguments, which is my keyword argument. I can save this whole dictionary like this. I've executed this. Now, if I call hello, and this has come up, sorry. I call hello, and if I give the first positional argument as list and then dictionary arguments, now you know that you probably may be thinking that it will display the same thing, right? And it should, right? But let us go ahead and display it. Now here you can see that this by default is taking both these arguments as your args, okay? And this is wrong, right? So in order to fix this, what you have to do is that you have to specify whether this is a positional argument and this is your keyword argument. That's it. So once you execute this, now you can see that it has got executed perfectly and you're getting basically this particular value. Now you can also write a function. So this is the basic example between a keyword argument and a positional argument. You can provide any number of parameters, and once you know what is your args and kwargs, you can write your own conditions inside this particular function and play with it, right? So in this video, we have understood why we require functions. How do we define a function? We can specify any number of parameters inside a function. We can return any number of values inside a function. Okay. Now let me just give you any a way of returning two different values inside a function. Now here I'm going to create a list. I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I'll define a function which says find out the even sum, even odd sum, something like that. Okay? And inside this, I'm going to take the list. And what I'm doing is that inside this function, I will take up all the even numbers and add it to an even, add all the even numbers separately and add all the odd numbers separately and return two variables. So for this, I'll say that even underscore sum is equal to 0, odd underscore sum is equal to 0. Okay. What I'll do is that I'll write a for loop saying as for I in LST, I'll write a condition if I percentile 2 is double equal to 0. I'm basically going to say that, okay, I'll add it to my even sum is equal to even sum plus I. Yes. In the else condition, I'm going to basically add it to the odd underscore sum is equal to odd underscore sum plus I. Pretty much simple. Now after the for loop gets over, I'm going to return even sum comma odd sum. That's it. And once I execute it, and now let me just call my even odd sum, and let me just pass the list inside it. Now you can see that it is returning us two values. One is the even sum and one is the odd sum. Okay, so this is the sum of all the even numbers. This is the sum of all the odd numbers. So you can return multiple parameters from a particular function. Okay? Multiple outputs from a function. So this was all about this particular function, guys. I hope you understood this. Positional and keyword arguments are also very, very important in functions. You'll be seeing that, and we'll be learning more about it as we are moving towards the advanced section in Python. In my next video, I'll be discussing about object-oriented concepts like classes, inheritance, polymorphism, and many more things. And then we'll also discuss about different databases like MongoDB, SQLite 3, and many more. So I hope you like this particular video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Share with all your friends whoever require this kind of help. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day ahead. Thank you one and all.